Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monet McFadden, and if you're new here, please like or please subscribe. And then if you like this video, please like it, y'all. So I'm gonna do a quick little video on why I stopped doing hair and why I am stopping doing hair on my commute to do a client hair. But I only got two more for this month, and then I'm done. So y'all, a little backstory, and it's gonna be all over the place, y'all. I got ADHD, and we're gonna get to that point. But a little bit backstory. I'm not gonna go into details because there's already a video on here on how I started doing hair. I started doing hair at 14. I don't know how I started. It just seemed like seamless. I just started. I met my first client. After that, it was history. And I only did hair with my full-time income, and I was dependent on God every single day for a client to live my life. That's literally what I did. So my faith started then. My faith started at the age of 14. I didn't know nothing about God. I grew up in a church. I knew God, but I didn't know about like Jesus, what he did. I know they say he died on the cross, but you know that stuff don't matter to you at that age because you're just there. And I wanted to seek him further, but I just didn't know how to. So after doing hair, after being in school, I graduated in 2017, and that's when I started doing hair full time. So I always did hair, but I always did hair, but I was doing it part time because I was in school still, in high school. But my senior year, I had got out early every day, so that's when I was doing more. And then after I graduated 2017, it went completely like took off or whatever. And so my main reason why I stopped doing hair is because God is taking me out of hustle culture. He's taking me out of like a dependency on the money, if that makes sense. Because like if I'm not doing somebody here, I'm not making no money, right? And I have other avenues that I could make money, like virtually and all that, doing all that. But that's putting too much of time and effort into that, and I didn't have that time to give. And then definitely when I got saved, like in 2020, I started my healing journey. I got rededicated to life and fully started following Christ in 2023. That year, it was amazing. Like, I don't know how, and it's crazy because I was flourishing that year and I wasn't even working as hard. I don't even know how. And that did hold that thought when I said, keep that in your head. When I said I wasn't even working that much in 2023, but I was flourishing, hold that thought. So in 2024, I just was working my butt off. Like the work started getting more demanding. I'm just doing like hair basically every single day, and then it went to doing hair 7 days a week because it's like my rent went up and all of that. So I'm like, I gotta make more money. I gotta find a way to make money. And it always like, I gotta find a way to do this. I gotta find a way to do that. And yeah, it's fast money, but fast money can be a curse sometimes, especially when you into the hustle culture or you come from the streets. Honestly, fast money is just like, you know, being in the streets, doing whatever you're doing. So it's like every single day, my prayer to God is like, Lord, expand my clientele, multiply my clients, which he did that. And it came to the point where like I didn't even really have to like post on social media. Like I stopped posting on social media probably like in 2022. Like I was just slowing down. I was posting here and there, but this year I've been more consistent. Because when I moved back home, so what happened was, I'm skipping over the story. What happened was I got so burnt out and so frustrated because I'm working every single day. Bill collector's still calling for one. For two, I just feel so depleted, and I'm supposed to be on this walk with God, and I live a certain life that is dependent on God. My life been dependent on God since I was 14. So it's like if I don't have time for God, then I can't produce and I can't multiply and I can't do the good things that he called me to do. And I'm no good to myself if I can't be good, if I can't take care of myself. So I was getting sick, like just different sicknesses that came out the blue from chronic stress. Like the doctors didn't know what was going on, but God always tell me every time I go through these stages, he'll slow me down when I go through like a burnt out. Because some days I used to work like 14 days straight, 16 hours a day, 8 hours a day, every single day. And it's like I would get sick to the burnt out. Like I would get sick from burnt out. And in that moment, I always go to him and be like, God, what you doing? Like I got this still coming up pain and all that. And all that to show you, and goes to show you that hustle culture is a thing. And you don't want to be chasing the bag, because not only you chasing a bag, but you chasing a thing behind that bag. Like, you would never be fulfilled. Yeah, your bills are still due, and you got all this going on. So I told myself in 2024 last year, I mean, I was down low, y'all. I was down real low. I'm gonna talk about that on another story. But I still had the life that I made for myself, but God was surely stripping me away from those things to put me in the wilderness so that he can prune me, teach me, and all that for what he got me to do now. So he oh God, I lost my chain of thought. Oh yeah, so it goes to show that hustle culture will kill you. That's not the goal. The goal is not to be working every day and working hard. That is not the goal. If you are a kingdom kid, God doesn't call us to work like that. He doesn't call us to be a slave to work. And that was me. I was a slave to doing hair. So it became to like 2024, then extremely in 2025. My mental took a toll in 2024. It went downhill. And then in 2025, I came back to my mom's house because I'm like, I can't do this no more. Like, I'm working as hard, and bills are still being late. Bills are still being like collections. So what is going on? So I'm like, God, tell me what to do. Like, you guided me through this. You gave me the talent to do here. Why is this not producing nothing? And it became to the point where I was not being fulfilled in what I was doing. I was supposed to be on my calling or chasing after my purpose or doing whatever God want me to do. But this ain't it no more. Like, yeah, I found ministry in my hair, but that taught me. That was a car, a vehicle to get me to the destination that God has for me. That was just for me to be able to like coexist with people, because I was in my own space, but like with clients and stuff, communicate with clients and just have that empathetic, I guess like what's the word? Have a discerning spirit and to just minister to them. Like, that was my first ministry, was to minister to my clients. Now I feel like God is calling me higher because it's just not that no more. I can minister to my clients in another way. So I'm like, this year, I'm like, God, what is it? Like, I'm doing everything I can. You give me all these business ideas, because mind you, I had a business in 2019 called What a Girl Needs, and it lasted up until 2022. And it was doing good, but I didn't have the time, I didn't have the faith, it was just so much going on in my life. I was in a relationship and just trying to steward everything I have. It was hard, it was challenging, and trying to find myself in the midst of all that too. So I just was like, I'm going to close it down. And I kind of don't want to be in this industry no more, like just selling the lip gloss and stuff. Like, I loved it, but it was just a taste of entrepreneurship that I love. And this year, I'm like, I don't want that for me no more. Like, God, if it takes for me to wake up every single day stressed out, like still in chronic stress, y'all, up until this point, still, because I'm doing hair. Like, every day I wake up, I'm stressed. This is supposed to be something I love. And I'm on social media and telling people, like, you know, how I'm doing this and how I'm doing that, and while that is true, it looked like success, and it is success in the world's view, but that's not success for me. I found what success means to me, and sometimes God put us on a journey so that we can see what we really thought we wanted is not what we really, or what He's intended for us in the first place. Like, if God said this is what I need to do to be successful, then I can't, like, no. And God will never tell you that, because God said His yoke is easy, His burden is light. I'm gonna list the scripture of them. But anyway, I'm like, God did not want this for me. Like, I'm not supposed to be in this place. So one day I just had the revelation, like, this month. And I just had an urge, like, a sense in my spirit so urgently while I was doing hair, I'm not supposed to be here. God lifted His grace off of my walk with doing hair. And He lifted that grace off of me because I'm not supposed to be there no more. He's calling me out of this. I had it. Like, it was the same feeling I had when I realized, I got the revelation that God didn't want me to be gay no more. And when I got saved, that's the same feeling. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Like, and I just instantly felt His grace lifted off of me, because now, like, when God give you a word, you know the word, and He wants you to be obedient to that word. So I just felt like His grace lifted off of me, and it's like I'm operating in my flesh now. What I'm doing is fleshly. Doing here outside of God's will is fleshly. It's something that I'm just doing to survive. And God didn't call for us, His kids, to just survive. He called us to thrive. Because a lot of things for me, I'm big on like my environment, my emotional state. Like, my emotions be up and down. I experience depression, anxiety, chronic stress, like all type of mental disorders. And if I was to get tested, then everything would be ruled out to every single thing, like bipolar, all of that. But I had to realize it's a root issue. Yeah, mental health is real, and I still go through it to this day. I'm not oblivious to that, but I know how to get through it, and I know who is the author of confusion. And I know that confusion, because that's all anxiety is you trying to fixate on a thought. You confused and you scared and fearful of what's to come, because your thoughts is doing so many, it's going so many places. But y'all don't want to make this video long. So the whole thing and the whole point is, I'm stepping out of hustle culture. I don't want to, I know how to depend on now. That scripture in Philippians, I know how to be content with a little, and I know how to be content with a lot. And that little was very little, y'all. It was days I didn't have no money. My account was in negatives. Couldn't buy nothing to eat. I still had to pay bills, like collections. Like, I've experienced all of that, and God brought me through that. So what more can he bring me through? If he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, what more can he do? How much more do he love us? He loved me so much so that he is taking me out that environment and to put me in places. And mind you, God already showed me my vision, my purpose when I first got saved. He want me to do what I'm doing now. Speak his word, spread his word. He's using me as a vessel. I have people book me for their speaking engagements and stuff, and it's like he want me to do that, and I could be thriving in that, but hair was always in the way. Even down to my daily life, like even if I did have a day off, on my day off, all I want to do is stay in the bed, because I'm so depleted. My spirit is gone. My spirit don't have no life in it. I wasn't recharging my spirit. I wasn't resting. God gave me a word one day, and he was like, rest. And I'm like, God, how can I rest? I'm in the bed, I'm not doing nothing, but how can I rest? I couldn't rest because I'm in the bed not doing nothing, but my mind is still fixated on thoughts. My mind is still racing. My mind is still worried about this. My mind is still down because I'm gonna have to get up tomorrow and do hair again. My mind is still down. I'm in this loophole and a cycle of, you know, hair is not doing what it's supposed to do. It provided me all these years. It did wonderful things. God graced me for that in that season. But God is calling me out of that season. And you got to know when to be obedient to God. Well, you always be obedient to God. But you got to know when God is calling you out of something and walk into obedience in him. And it seemed crazy for a lot of people when I put that message out there. And staying with my mama now, like, I know that's temporary. I'm not meant to stay with nobody. Thank God I got home to go back to. But I know that God chose me to be able to help my family in ways that I never could help them before, and why I help myself. So y'all, I stopped doing hair because I'm exiting. This is my exodus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. This is my exodus out of hustle culture. This is my exodus out of poverty. This is my exodus out of striving. This is my exodus out of depending on my next client. This is my exodus out of not having a structure, not having a goal, not having a plan. Like, I had goals and stuff, but it was limited because my money was everyday money. And while it was good, like I could talk about now, I have good days, you know, where I make a lot of money. And since I've been down here, I honestly had a lot of good days. And I experienced making a lot of money. Even before now, when I had my other business, I experienced a lot of money, and I experienced no money. So it's like, I experienced both. I'd rather say yes to God, do what he called me to do, and trust that I know that he will take care of me and he will provide my needs, because my main thing was I wanted to fulfill my lease without getting an eviction. And even, I mean, it was times where he literally put money in my account in the last 3 minutes. They was about to file an eviction. Like, God showed up for me in different ways that I had never imagined that he would show up for me, just by being obedient, just by standing in position to take the calling and to do what he told me to do. So if I've been obedient, and if he provided me a client for the next day and the next day and the next day to get money for this, he's going to provide for me when he tells me to stop doing that completely and trusting him, so that he can push me into my purpose, so that he can use me in this season and redirect my path. So y'all, I hope this encouraged you, that if you're feeling discouraged in your job, even if it's not like a service-based thing and you're an entrepreneur, even if it's a job or whatever the case may be, don't let nobody make you want to stay there. Because my thing is, you could complain about a job and people be like, you should be thankful. Like, many people want what you have, and while we thankful, if our mental is taking a toll, if our body is taking a toll, that is God telling you, you do not need to be there. And that goes for relationships, that goes for friendships, that goes for environments, places, whatever you do, just lead with that. And I hope y'all be encouraged. If y'all going through something similar, put y'all testimonies down in the comments. Just say hey to me. I want to build a community of people that can come together and feel seen. And my life, I always live a life of transparency from before I got saved, when I was in the world, to now. And I'm going to continue that, because one thing I want people to know is that following Jesus is so worth it. even in the times where you feel like it's easier to not follow Jesus. And I like to show my real, I like to show my reality. I like to show when I'm going through this, when I'm going through that, or my good, my bad, my ups and downs. So I love y'all. Be blessed and have a safe day.